recognized to be so corrupt that they would have sold their mother at any price to be in the position that they are in. Just to give you what was common knowledge in the street, Israel used to purchase its cement from Egypt, or had an agreement to purchase cement from Egypt. Egypt, at certain points, said that we are not going to sell cement to Israel if Israel is going to use that cement to build the wall in the West Bank. This should not deter the Israelis. They went with a number of Palestinian leaders from the Palestinian Authority who set up a company to purchase Egyptian cement and bring this cement into the Palestinian territories and then sell it to Israel for the building of the wall. That's why if you look at Palestinian Authority criticism of the wall is almost non-existent over a period of time, because those who were at the top echelon were actually benefiting from building the wall. It sounds so much like Halberton in Iraq. That's a different issue. So those are the individuals that were actually leading the slate of Fatah at the top level. And then at the local level, there were tension between what you consider to be those who are activists from the ground up versus the leaders who were handpicked from the Palestinian Authority at the top level. So Fatah went into the election divided. So much so that the day before the election, a number of Fatah forces were going into election offices to try to see if they could mount pressure to disrupt the election process or to guarantee some type of outcome. Hamas, on the other hand, was very well organized, had a very strong network of social services, schools, programs, and this is something that both the Israelis, the Americans, President Carter who met with them, even Fatah recognized and say this much about Hamas, that these are clean people. Not because they take showers, meaning they're clean, they don't steal from the treasury. As such, their credibility led them to a victory, which immediately created a crisis for U.S. policymakers, and this is where you have a policymaker that only is one-dimensional, right? And we went into trying to correct the damage. The correcting of the damage is where we are at right now, with a plan B, and now we are on plan C, and I wonder if Obama is going to bring plan D into force, but this is the chaos. It was, as Professor mentioned, that each party have participated, but I think we need to look exactly at how, on what happened, and I dated back earlier to Oslo, that created this chaos that we are in. Thank you.
It's very interesting to me as an highest love ethic, or the strongest love ethic, really comes from Buddhism and Christianity. And my study of Islam and Judaism, a lot of similarities. They don't eat pork. You heard the folks when they read the scripture, there was a singing. You're talking about family. You're really talking about a family feud. Anybody knows anything about a family feud, they're ugly. You don't want to be involved with any kind of family feud. A simple analysis from my perspective is that after World War II, Hitler treated the Jews so bad, and the rest of the world treated Jews so bad, that they felt guilty about it. And to make amends, there was the creation of Israel. But the problem was that at the same time, there was no creation of Palestine. Think about it, though. If you say that God ordained this land, that we're going to create this state, this Jewish state. I mean, think about the chaos that would be created in the world if all, let's say, the nations of this country, the Sioux, the Cherokee, the Navajo, came to us and said, God wanted us to have our land back, and we tried to give them back their land. We'd all have to go. And so that's basically what happened. The world felt guilty about what happened to the Jewish people, particularly in Germany, but how they were treated all around the world, and created Israel. And yet without creating Palestine. And that's chaos. You just simply cannot do it. So if the foundation is cracked from the very, very beginning, you're going to have war, continuous war, never-ending war. Because people will say, hey, this is my home. What do you mean Israel? This is Palestine. I've been here for 100 generations. And so the world didn't care, and Israel was created without a Palestine. And then when I went there, it was really sad. I spent the night in a Palestinian refugee camp. I wasn't supposed to, wasn't on carrier. But after people sneak me in, I spent one night, and I could sneak out again. I had my camera and everything, and they were worried about me. I'm looking around, and I'm just noticing the dichotomy. It's like, the wealthiest suburbs and the ghetto. Then again, I felt at home again. Just the parallel universes. And there was clearly a top and a bottom in the Palestinian